I'm Nat.
And I'm Kat, and welcome to the Crime Chat. I'm your forensic femme fatale. Natalie is your true crime addict connoisseur.
We're just two normal girls obsessed with dark crimes, evil minds, and occasionally the unknown.
And here's your disclaimer, chatters. The following crime chat contains adult content, and I have a feeling, based on our background today, it's going to be quite violent. So your listener discretion is advised.
You've been warned. And before we get into today's crime chat, Kat, what shenanigans have you been up to?
I'm still watching Once Upon a Time,
Hmm?
and I'm like really into it right now.
Are you?
I am. It's really good. And Chris has been working a lot. I saw him for like 2 hours yesterday and he fell asleep on the couch and I tried to get him up to come to bed. And he said he woke up about 5 a.m. and was like, I'm just going to stay here because he got up about 7 and went to work this morning. And I got up at 7.
Mhm.
So,
I love a good couch nap is awesome.
yeah. Well, what really did it in is so we have, the throws for the couches when
Hmm.
it gets cold, especially this time of year.
Yeah.
It was 18 degrees the other night. Ridiculous. I have a fireplace, but we've never used it. So
Oh.
before we use it, we'd have to get somebody in and clean it and like make sure it's good and everything like that. I don't know that I'm sure it has been used before, but
Hmm.
when we bought the house, it had that like whitewash paint on the inside of it. And you can
Yeah.
tell because it's white that there's
Mm.
never been any soot, or smoke or anything like that. So I don't know how long it was that they hadn't used it before we
Mhm.
got it. We've lived here 9 years, so we've never used it.
Well, you can always convert it to gas.
Yeah, and there's a thing for it where you
Mhm.
can convert it to gas, but it's like it'd be different if we had like a gas stove where we already
Mhm.
had kind of the lines and everything, but to have it just for that, it's like, that's fine. Have a heated blanket, have a heating pad.
That's better. That's so
But
much
what
better.
what has gotten him, like, he likes the big comforters because the
Mhm.
throws aren't big enough for him.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
the other day, he's like, I need a bigger blanket. So I went and got him a comforter. He got home from work like at almost 9 o'clock last night. We had dinner, and probably, I mean, within an hour and a half, he was asleep. But he had just come off a 48-hour shift, had just worked another
Yeah.
12-hour day. So understandable. But he's at work again
Mhm.
today. He's like, I'm ready to go home.
Mhm.
But really, other than, okay, so Once Upon a Time, I've been watching that since he hasn't been around. But I've also been doing a lot of writing. I'm so excited. I'm up to chapter 7 in my novel. I've
Oh.
knocked out 4 chapters in the last month,
Oh, wow. Oh,
and I haven't
wow.
touched it for like 5 months before
Your
then.
your creativity is flowing right now.
It
Like
is, yeah.
it's
So I've been devoting a lot of time to that, and I got ahead in like my blogs and stuff. So I've been doing a lot of writing. I got to
Mhm.
get to adding another short story to my website. So other than those shenanigans, that's about it.
Mhm.
It's pretty lame. What about you?
Oh, I'm about to hold my beer if you're talking lame, girl.
Oh, my beer. Watch this.
Seriously, I mean, honestly, I haven't done much of anything other than work and maybe really nothing. I really haven't I haven't done anything since our last recording other than I did some games, but I haven't watched anything. I've been like avoiding the TV, just been cleaning. That's about
Mm-hmm.
it. That's it.
Well,
So,
that's my
yeah.
chore this weekend. I've got some decluttering and cleaning to do.
Mm.
So that's always fun. Well, for the intro to your murderous floating head story today,
Yes.
you said, "Hey, can you do a introduction on delusions, aka
Hmm.
Delulu, aka Cuckoo Bananas?"
Hmm.
So, Wikipedia says that a delusion is a fixed false belief that persists despite evidence to the contrary and can be from a mental or medical condition. There are common types, causes, and symptoms that I'm going to go through, and they can impact daily life by causing social isolation, mistrust, and impaired functioning. So, the types persecutory. And that is a belief that one is being conspired against, spied on, harmed. Paranoid. The next one is grandiose. a belief in having special talents, powers, or wealth.
Mm,
Next one is somatic. It's a belief that one has a physical or medical problem or that one's body functions are not normal.
mm,
Next one is jealous, a belief that one's partner is unfaithful.
hmm.
Is that really a delusion? I mean, it could be.
I guess it could be a form of paranoia, which
Yeah.
can be Delulu.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of what I got from putting this together. It's like just really paranoia.
Really is, yeah. Because
Yeah.
you get those women or men that like have a dream and they wake up, they're like, Ginny, you know.
Yeah, yeah. The next one is, I don't know how to pronounce it, erotomanic or erotomanic. Belief that another person, often a higher status, is in love with them.
Oh,
And then those are mixed. It's a combination of different types of delusions where no single theme is prominent. So that was some types. Here are some causes.
okay.
Psychiatric disorders. Delusions are a key symptom in psychotic disorders like schizophrenia, delusional disorder, and bipolar disorder.
Mhm.
Medical conditions. They can also arise as a result of certain medical conditions. And then, of course, substance abuse. Drug use or certain medications can trigger delusions. LSD is the first thing that comes to mind.
Mhm.
Shrooms. And the last type of cause is brain alterations. Delusions are associated with structural and functional changes in the brain, particularly in areas related to reward processing and self reflection. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then here are some symptoms. You can check yourself before you wreck yourself. An unshakable belief in something that is not true, even when presented with evidence to the contrary.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
based on kind of what we talked about last week, the same type of personality disorders, like
Mhm.
it seems like some of them overlap.
Mhm. Yeah.
Some other symptoms are beliefs that are not part of a person's culture or religion. Another one is symptoms that include anxiety, depression, or hallucinations that are related to the delusion, such as smelling a bad odor if you believe you have an odor problem. And the last symptom is a tendency to hold grudges, a mistrust of friends and family, and outsized reactions to minor events are also common.
Hmm.
So here are some examples. Number one, the aggressively confident approach. I operated under a rock solid, scientifically unverified assumption that I was the secret protagonist of the universe and everyone else was just a background extra with a poor script.
Ooh, it's like the main character syndrome that a lot of like
Yeah,
influencers have.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The second example, the relatable failure approach. I was fully convinced I possessed the athletic prowess of an Olympic sprinter right up until the moment I got winded walking to the microwave to heat up a bagel bite. And the third example is using specific or absurd details.
Mm.
I spent 3 weeks genuinely believing that the local crows were reporting my movements to the government, mostly because I stopped buying the fancy birdseed and they looked personally offended. So, are you the protagonist reality check? You threw a quiz at me. I'm going to throw one back at you, babe.
Ooh, okay, okay. I'm ready.
Okay, so there are 5 questions, and you get a
Mhm.
choice A or B. A means you are unfortunately grounded in reality, boring but safe. And B, you might be experiencing a harmless delusion or the secret heir to a throne that doesn't exist.
Yeah, be across the board.
Yeah.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so the first one is the traffic signal test. When you approach a red light and it immediately turns green, do you A, attribute it to simple timing, or B, assume the municipal grid has finally recognized your importance and is clearing a path for your destiny?
A.
Okay. Number 2.
Although when I'm in a really bad rush
Yeah.
and those green lights start hitting me, I'm like
Yeah.
the universe is speaking to me. So it
Yeah.
could be depends, yeah.
Oh, well, that was kind of like well, sometimes it depends. Number 2, the bird watcher's dilemma.
Mm.
A group of crows is gathered on your lawn staring at your window. Your first thought is A, I should probably put out some birdseed. Or B, the government has outsourced its surveillance to the avian population and they are definitely reporting back on my breakfast choices.
B. We're
B?
gonna get to B eventually.
Well,
It's gonna happen. So we already have Alexa in the house.
we do. Shh. Number 3 is the secret admirer theory.
Mm.
A celebrity posts a picture of a sandwich on social media. You are 100% certain that A, they're hungry, or B, the lettuce is folded in a specific pattern that serves as a coded love letter meant only for you.
It's A. That's crazy. That is ultimate Delulu.
Number 4, the main character energy audit.
Mm.
You overhear two strangers laughing in a grocery store aisle. Do you A, wonder what the joke was, or B, assume they are mocking your specific choice of off brand cereal as part of a global conspiracy to undermine your confidence?
That's crazy. A.
And number 5, the career trajectory check. Despite having never touched a musical instrument, you believe your debut album will sweep the Grammys next year because A, you have a vibe that transcends technical skills,
Mm.
or B, you are a literal deity, royalty, time traveler whose
Mm.
talent is simply too advanced for current human comprehension.
Okay, I'm B, definitely.
You're B on that
I
one?
like that Delulu version. That's the level of Delulu I'm fine with. Like
That's
time
that
traveling,
confidence. But
royalty.
that was the well, grandiose, I guess you could say. It's like a
Hmm.
grandiose
That's
type
a
of
fun
delusion.
one. Yeah.
Well, you had mostly A's, so you are unfortunately grounded in reality, boring
Ugh,
but safe.
yeah.
And that's your introduction on delusions. I tried to make it a little comical because I have a feeling this story is going to be a little heavy.
It's gonna be a weird story. Thank you for that intro. I love the tests. I love tests. I really do.
Yeah.
We should do more of them.
I mean, it
And I
wasn't
forgot.
really good. It was not really a test. It was more of like a reality check.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Spot check. Yeah.
Yeah.
So FYI, I am comfy in like the biggest sweater I have because
Yeah.
yesterday in Florida, it was 30 degrees. It was crazy.
Wow.
Like it was like, I don't know what, but it
Yeah.
was, I wanted to like set myself on fire. Like that's how cold it was. Like it was just frigid. And you know what? I know people are like, oh, you live in Florida. How can you complain? You know,
Mhm.
boo-hoo. So Florida 30 is different,
Yeah.
okay? Because all of our homes are not built with wood. It's all cinder block, everything is
Mhm.
concrete. And
Mhm.
when that chill hits, everything is cold.
Yeah.
It's so cold.
Well,
So
that and it's a climate adjustment
sends
too,
help.
right? I mean, if
Yeah.
you're used to a certain climate and
Yeah.
then you get this drop 40 degrees,
Right.
you're like, what the?
Yeah.
Well, I
Send
mean, it was
help.
the same. It was 80 degrees, I think I told you last time we recorded, and then it was 18
Mhm.
degrees the other night, last night.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
We're
it's
not
crazy.
okay. We're not okay. We need
We are not
we need
okay.
we're not okay.
Just two normal girls.
Okay. So today's story is about a man who absolutely should have set off every alarm imaginable
Mm,
and somehow didn't. It's about warning signs so loud they particularly scream, medical records so thick to double as a weapon, and a system that looked at it and said, he's fine. He's fine. Nothing to see here.
okay. Maybe they were delusional.
Right. True. Yeah. So our story today is about Joseph Kallinger and the murderous floating head. Now,
Okay.
sounds ominous, sounds weird, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll get to it.
Insert
But
ominous music here.
so let's start with Joseph first before we get to the floating head. He was born on February 11th, 1935 in Philadelphia. The identities of his biological parents were never recorded because
Oh,
they left him at the hospital. So
oh, they abandoned them.
yeah. Well, back then, I guess you were able to just walk away without having any repercussions. I think today
Sure.
we have
Yeah.
kind of a system
I mean,
there.
it's like the safe havens. I mean,
Right.
the
Yeah.
hospital's a safe haven. Yeah.
Hmm. Shortly after birth, he entered the foster care system and he was adopted soon after by Stephen Callinger and Anna Callinger. They were Austrian immigrants whose names would appear later reportedly in the psychiatric files, court testimony, and institutional records, but they don't really appear like throughout the story. So,
Oh,
that's how we know. We really don't know, other than what he's reporting, we really don't know have any background on them.
okay.
So, from the beginning, Joseph's home was ruled by fear. Of course, it always starts this way. It always starts this way. Something went wrong in the home. His adoptive parents abused him throughout his childhood. The mom beat him regularly, sometimes with
Jeez.
implements, deprived him of food, forced
Oh
him
my
to sleep
gosh.
on cold floors, and punished him with things that he had not done. Discipline came without warning and extreme severity.
Was he
She
an
told
only
him,
child?
no, 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 no.
Okay.
Mm-mm. She told him repeatedly that he was bad, broken, and unwanted.
Oh,
Over time, those words stopped sounding like punishment and began to feel true for him.
hmm.
Even as a young child, Joseph began experiencing hallucinations that went far beyond his imagination. He heard voices that spoke directly to him, not
Hmm.
like thoughts, but like external speakers issuing accusations and commands.
Hmm.
The voices told him that he was sinful and he deserved pain. They did not support him or show him comfort, they judged him. He also saw figures in empty rooms, shapes that lingered at the edges of his vision and did not like disappear when he shut his eyes, like they were there.
Oh.
These figures were silent and watching all the time. This would freak me the fuck out.
Hmm.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Mm.
Something just happened before we recorded, and I forgot to tell you.
Oh.
In front of me, there is like a double door closet.
Hmm.
Okay. I was on the phone with Vinny, and for some reason, the call went out.
Hmm.
Then the doors on the closet opened. They just
What?
opened. I don't know what happened. And I called him back. I didn't go check because I'm looking. I mean, they're 3 feet away from me. They just like creaked open both doors. Now these doors are
Wow.
heavy too. They're like
Yeah.
10 feet high and they're like really heavy. I don't know. I called him. I told him. He's like, "Well, you better get up and check what's in the closet." I'm like, "Okay."
Did you check the children?
It was in the closet, but what a
Oh
weird
my
thing to
gosh.
happen. The
Did you get
fan
your
wasn't
ghost tube
on.
out?
You know what? I didn't even think about that. I was too freaked out in the moment.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right.
Well,
I will be doing that for after once we're done
yes.
here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wonderful report.
Okay. So, like I said, these figures that he saw, they were silent, they were watchful, they made him feel like he was monitored at all times. And what was especially terrifying was how close the hallucinations mirrored his real life. The voices repeated what his mother was telling
Oh,
him.
sure. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
The figures reinforced the belief that he was truly evil. And over time, Joseph believed that the voices that he was hearing were
Hmm.
correct. By the age of 10, the belief had hardened. He was isolated, underfed, beaten, and tormented by hallucinations he could not escape or explain. Convinced that there was no way he could ever be good or safe, Joseph attempted suicide.
Oh my gosh.
Now, yeah, this was age of 10.
Wow.
I know.
Oh.
Records do not specify the method he
Hmm.
used to attempt
Hmm.
suicide, only that it was serious and he survived.
And he's
Now,
in Austria, right? His parents are just of Austrian descent.
wait, he's in Philly. He's in
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Okay.
Now, with that said, after his suicide attempts and survival, nothing changed. No additional medical treatment, nothing.
Hmm.
There was no sustained psychiatric treatment, and he was returned to the same home, still hearing voices, still seeing figures, still believing he was evil.
Hmm.
The attempt was treated as misbehavior rather than evidence of severe mental illness.
Hmm. Well,
Ugh, it's terrible.
yeah.
The hallucinations continued, the belief stayed fixed. The child who tried to die carried those convictions into adolescence and then adulthood.
Sure.
Now, between 1940s and 1950s, disturbed children were often seen as disobedient rather than
Hmm.
ill.
Hmm.
And as Joseph grew older, his behavior became harder to control. So he cycled through reform schools, short term institutions.
Oh.
Records described paranoia, violent outbursts, and self harm during
Mm.
his whole child and
Yeah.
teen years.
Gosh.
Evaluations were conducted, but diagnoses shifted. One institution released him, another admitted him briefly. There was no continuity in care, no long
Hmm.
term medication, no sustained supervision. Joseph aged out of the system and out of treatment.
Mm.
That's sad. So
Yeah.
there was no adult care during this
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Inside his mind, the disorder deepened. Joseph believed God spoke to him directly. He believed demons followed him. He believed his body was impure and mutilated himself in attempts at spiritual purification.
Like
Inside his
releasing the
home,
demon from within him or something?
yeah, like probably cut like what we know today as cutting,
Yeah. Yeah.
like a
Oh.
lot of people say to expel the pain, they start to cut and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Or to feel something, because sometimes there's so
Right.
much
So
just
dead.
you're numb
Hmm.
and there's so much that you can't feel because you're abused or going through, I mean, this type of situation that you cut to feel something
It's
that you don't
terrible.
feel.
It's so terrible.
Yeah.
By early adulthood, he appeared outwardly functional. He married and he became a young father. And eventually, he had 6 kids. He opened a small shoe repair shop in Philadelphia. To customers and neighbors, he seemed strange but manageable. He was fine. He had also abused his children severely,
Mm.
convinced pain was divinely sanctioned. In
Well, I mean, that's
19
how he grew up,
I know.
enduring
He doesn't know
pain.
anything
He
else.
doesn't
It's
know any,
terrible.
yeah.
In 1972, 3 of his children reported the abuse to police.
Mhm.
Wow. Joseph was arrested. He was
Yeah.
incarcerated. During that time, he did get psychological testing and he tested for paranoia, schizophrenia.
Okay.
And doctors warned the courts that he should be closely supervised around his family. The children later recanted under pressure
Oh,
while home with Joseph.
yeah, of
So
course.
there was in 1972, really was no even protection for them
Right.
from him.
Right.
By the early 1970s, his psychosis crossed a critical threshold. This was not the beginning of his hallucinations. It was the moment they took form, structure, and authority. It was during this period that Joseph began seeing what he described as a floating human head, and he named it Charlie. Charlie was not vague or fleeting. Joseph described Charlie as a clearly visible head detached from a body, occupying the same physical space as himself.
Mm.
He saw Charlie in rooms, in his workshop, in everyday settings. Charlie had expressions. Charlie reacted, and Charlie watched. It's got to be freaky.
So, like the head, I mean, was it like a clean cut at the back or?
I don't know if it was a decapitated head, but
Yeah.
it just didn't have a body. Like I don't know if it was a bloody head,
Yeah,
but
that's
it
what
was it,
it's got to be one or the other, I guess, is what I'm thinking. It's got to be either like a clean cut, like a mannequin head,
right. I
or
think it's just like
like a
heavenly.
ripped apart.
Yeah, I don't think it was bloody. He doesn't mention it was bloody. So Joseph described Charlie's voice as external and commanding.
Hmm.
Charlie issued instructions and corrected hesitation.
Mm.
At first, Charlie reinforced existing beliefs that Joseph was chosen, that suffering had meaning, and that punishment was necessary. Over time, Charlie became the confirming authority for what Joseph believed were commandments from God.
Well,
Basically, God issued the law and Charlie enforced it.
hmm. Like an
Together,
apostle?
oh wow. That's an insightful okay. So the Holy Father, what is it? The
The Holy Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah. And then Jesus had his 12 apostles,
wow,
one who had him killed.
that's crazy. So together they formed a closed system. Disobedience was not merely wrong, it was dangerous. But the more Joseph obeyed, the clearer Charlie became. By this stage, Joseph no longer questions Charlie's reality. To him, Charlie was real, just like any
Mm.
other person in the room.
Hmm.
This was when the final barrier collapsed. Once Charlie, in his mind, existed, belief no longer required interpretation. Commands did not need to be weighed or resisted, they needed to be followed.
Okay, so
Violence was no
commands to
longer
him, not him disciplining his children or anything like that. Okay.
right. Violence was no longer abstract or symbolic, it was obedience.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph integrated this belief into his daily life. He believed he was part of a divine mission that required discipline and sacrifice. Within this belief system, he turned to his son. Now, he had 6 kids at this point.
Right.
Their names, I only have the 2 names that relates to this story. The other
Okay.
ones, you cannot find the names. So they must
Okay.
have just been because they
Yeah.
were too young.
Mm.
Michael was his 12-year-old son, and he was told that he had been chosen by God and that he needed training.
Mm-hmm.
Training meant beatings, sleep deprivation, and constant surveillance, just like his mother did to him. Over time, Joseph drew Michael into criminal activity, framing
Okay.
it as preparation for divine work. Michael learned quickly that survival depended on compliance.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
by the beginning of 1974, Joseph no longer believed his hallucinations were illnesses. They believed that they were authority and that
Mm-hmm.
he had the right to bring his children in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on Sunday, July 7th, 1974, Charlie delivered a new command. Someone had to die.
Hmm.
The victim was Jose Galazo, a 10-year-old boy.
Oh.
Now, this boy had no personal he had no personal grievance with this boy. This
Mm-hmm.
boy wasn't like chosen by Charlie. He was just like kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Um.
He fit what Joseph believed Charlie wanted. And also, he's a boy, so he was vulnerable and he was controllable.
Mm-hmm.
The killing was not driven by anger or profit, it was just driven by obedience.
Mm-hmm.
During this, Michael was present. Joseph told him that this was sacred work, part of his training.
Mm-hmm.
Michael did not understand the theology, but he understood the fear, so he
Sure.
just went along with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I also researched this as well. I don't know exactly how he killed Jose, just
Okay.
that Jose was later found. So I don't like, I'm thinking like, is it because the 70s weren't that thorough with their like documentation, or is it because this case is really that like no, really nobody talks about it. Nobody really knows about it. So it's not
Oh.
really like widespread on the internet to
Yeah.
find.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
don't
it,
know.
it could be a mix of it.
Yeah.
Mix of both or other circumstances. Yeah. I'd never heard of this. I think I would have
Good.
remembered a
Good.
floating head named Charlie.
So now, less than a month later, death moved closer to Joseph's home. Now,
Oh.
still in 1974, Joseph took a substantial life insurance policy out on 2 of his sons. Shortly afterwards, his 13-year-old Joseph, who was older than Michael, who was just
Mm-hmm.
involved in Jose's murder,
Mm-hmm.
was briefly hospitalized after a family crisis. After this, he returned home and then he ran away. So I don't know what happened to him other
What
than
was
they
a
were
family crisis?
a family
Yeah.
crisis. I don't know,
Yeah.
but something physically had to happen to him for him to be hospitalized.
Yeah.
But they just let him go back to the same home and he ultimately ran away. And he was only 13,
Mm.
this poor baby. So on Thursday, August 8th, 1974, Joey's body was found beneath the
Mm.
rubble at a collapsed building site in downtown Philadelphia. So he
Mm.
did not run away. He
Mm-hmm.
was murdered and he was placed there. Police could not immediately determine the cause of death. Insurance companies refused to pay. Newspapers took notice. Time magazine later noted that the Kallinger family was already familiar with Philadelphia readers because of earlier abuse cases.
Oh, yeah.
Now, by November 1974, the violence escalated again. Joseph and Michael began committing home invasion crimes across Philly, New Jersey, and Maryland,
And
posing as salesmen or service workers. Now, once inside, Joseph used a gun and a knife, cutting electrical cords from the household appliances to bind victims.
mm,
People were forced to undress, threats filled the rooms, and some were carried out, like beatings, things like
mm,
that. Joseph believed Charlie was present during these crimes, watching, approving, correcting. Violence was not escalation, it was enforcement. Michael restrained the victims under his father's orders. In at least one incident, Joseph ordered his son to commit sexual assault. Michael could not comply. The imbalance was clear. A terrifying child used an instrument of control, basically, but he couldn't essay whatever victim that the father was trying
yeah.
to,
Do
which
they
is
know
terrible.
if the victims were they male, female?
No, I didn't write that
Anything?
down.
Mm.
Okay, so now across jurisdictions, police noticed the same elements: identical bindings, identical
Mhm,
threats,
mhm.
and always a man and a younger boy together. Joseph Woodcock began connecting cases as reports came across state lines.
Okay.
The pattern accumulated on Thursday, January 8th, 1975, in Leona, New Jersey, at the home of Mr. and Mrs. DeWitt Romaine. Joseph and Michael entered the home armed and overpowered the occupants.
Mhm.
As additional people arrived, Joseph bound them using cords inside the home. By the end, 8 people were being held hostage. So I guess
Oh,
they had
wow.
like, yeah, they had company coming over.
Oh,
So the
wow.
8 arrival were Maria Fashing, a 21-year-old, a nurse. She resisted. Joseph believed Charlie demanded immediate correction for her resist. So Joseph stabbed her. She died immediately at the scene. Michael helped control the hostages. One hostage escaped and screamed for help. Neighbors called the police. Witnesses saw Joseph and Michael trying to wash blood from Joseph's shirt. When it would not come clean, they discarded it. Now, police recovered this shirt and traced it to the Philadelphia store, the shoe store, and
Ah.
identified its owner through a dry cleaner's mark.
Mm.
Fingerprints already were on file, and that confirmed the match.
Joseph's fingerprints were already on file.
He was hospitalized many
Yeah,
times, and he was also
yeah.
arrested for child abuse, remember, for his children?
Yep.
So on Friday, January 17th, 1975, police arrested Joseph in Philly. Michael was taken into custody and immediately separated from his father.
Mm.
Another son, James, a younger son. Now, I don't have his age. I know he's younger than Michael, but there's not much information on him. He was briefly detained and questioned, but then he was released.
Okay.
Now, the case exploded in the press. Time magazine described widespread publicity as agencies across multiple states coordinated. An assistant district attorney called Joseph a walking time bomb, and he
Mm.
was.
Sure.
Joseph claimed God ordered everything. He claimed Charlie enforced it. He pleaded insanity,
Mhm.
but the courts rejected this defense. Good.
Mm.
In December 1975, Joseph was convicted in Pennsylvania and sentenced to 30 to 80 years for robbery and assault.
Mhm.
On October 14th, 1976, he was convicted in Bergen County, New Jersey, for the murder of Maria Fashing and
Okay.
sentenced to life imprisonment.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Michael was ruled to have acted under coercion and
Mhm.
psychological domination.
Okay, good.
He was sent to juvenile custody and later assumed a new identity. Now, I think this happened a lot with the rest of his children and his
Sure.
wife.
Well,
So I
maybe
think,
the James too, because if he was briefly detained as well, maybe have some other involvement. But I mean, that's the intention of like reformation,
yeah.
right? Because obviously
Hmm.
it's going to take a lot, but he's still young enough to be able to make a productive member of society.
Hmm. Joseph never left prison. He spent years on suicide watch and was treated in institutions for the criminally insane offenders. He continued to report Charlie's presence
I
while
was
in
going to ask
prison.
that if was Charlie cuffed there with him?
Charlie was
Yeah.
in prison with him.
Yeah.
Yes. He died in custody on March 26, 1996, following a seizure and heart failure.
Hmm.
So, the frightening part of the story isn't just what Joseph did, it's how it announced itself in advance.
Huh.
The voices were documented. Like Charlie was documented. The
Yeah.
abuse was reported. Everybody knew what he was doing and what he,
Right.
like, how delusional he was, but nobody did anything, and the danger was truly never diagnosed. Like nobody
Hmm.
collaborated, and that's basically my story. So I know it's a lesser known one. There was less they were
Yeah.
honestly, it was hard to find a lot of like names and like things like that, because I think
Yeah.
they probably went into like, witness
Sure, like into
protective program.
custody. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a quick search on newspapers.com just to see if it would pull up anything else. I mean,
No, it's gonna be pretty spotty, trust
yeah,
me.
that is terrifying
Right?
and completely delusional. I
I
mean,
know.
any type of mental illness, the personality disorders like we talked about before, not PhD in any of this, but it just makes sense that if you believe, like if something is happening to you and you feel it, you hear it, you see it, whether it's how somebody perceives you or floating head
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
being, told through an apostle of God that you need to do something. There's like no sense of, I don't want to say remorse, but like right and wrong almost. Like
Hmm.
that the level between right and wrong, it's like it's a floating line, like a floating head.
Yeah, I don't doubt that this was real to him.
Or-
I totally can understand that it materialized into a some type of a floating or something.
Right, yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and that if like he was seeing this in his daily life, that must have been terrifying in a way, but I don't know. Like he also could have had some type, I mean, we already know he had emotional trauma, but we
Sure.
also know that he physically went through a lot of trauma. So we don't know if he had any head injuries or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that that would just even like compile if he
Mm-hmm.
had already like a baseline issue. So
I mean,
I don't
again, if you
know.
if you know no better,
Yeah.
other than what you were taught as a child, and you don't know that what they're doing is wrong,
Yeah. That's
then
crazy.
yeah,
You know what? Maybe Charlie's in my closet. He's opening my
you need to
door.
check Charlie. So
Oh
funny.
my
My
God.
ex-husband's name is Charlie.
Okay. I think Charlie's a great name.
Charles. And actually, my oldest is named after him. So,
Right.
well, yeah, thanks for that. Terrifying. Check your closet for Charlie and
Now,
let us know.
if I do that ghost tube and a head pops up,
Yeah, you
all
might
right.
need to check yourself in.
I know. I know. All right. Well, we wouldn't dream of leaving you hanging, chatters. For more chilling details and twists on this case and many others, check After That Crime Chat, available exclusively on our Patreon.
And don't forget to follow us on our socials, Crime Chat with Nat and Cat on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, and Rumble. See what we got going on.
Yes. Want more chilling content and behind the scenes chaos? Want to find out if Charlie's truly in Natalie's closet? Become a VIP chatter on our Patreon. If there's a video, I'll post it there. So you'll also unlock bonus episodes, bloopers, exclusive sneak peeks, and even free merch. And yes, we got some criminal goodies in the works. So support the show. Fuel your obsession with the weird and the wicked and join the crime chat chatter crew in style. And also, we've also spoken about this, cat, that
Yeah.
anyone who asks us to do a case and we
Yeah.
actually, when we do it, they will be getting a thank you gift for the Crime Chat Chatter crew.
Yeah. So get those requests in. You
I
can
know.
look us up at crimechatnatandcat.com. You can email us from there, crimechatnatandcat@gmail.com, or hit us up on our socials. And be sure to check out our next episode while you're at it. It's a bonus episode
Mhm.
continuing with our season 5 theme, Vanished.
Ooh.
Bonus episodes, as a reminder, are available only in full
Mhm.
on our Patreon, but don't fret, my
Mhm.
pet. We will release a sneak peek of the audio so you can hear it, test it
Yeah.
out, see if you like it. But if you do want to hear it in full, be sure to subscribe to Patreon. Then on February 7th, we will have our third case update for season 5. Got some goodies to get you all caught up on. And our regularly scheduled season 5 episode will be coming out February 14th, Valentine's Day, and
Mm.
it's a crime and cosmetics set.
So fitting. So, do we know what that's going to be about? Okay. Don't tell me. I want to be surprised. All right. You don't want to miss it.
We'll see you next time. It's the Crime Chat.